Let's begin with a test, a thought experiment. Think of two people you know. The first is the loudest in the room. They speak with certainty. They share their victories. They command attention through sheer volume and declaration. You hear their confidence. It arrives as sound. Now, think of the second person. They may speak less. They move with a different rhythm. When they enter a space, something in the atmosphere shifts, not because of what they say, but because of what they don't need to say. Their confidence doesn't arrive as sound. It arrives as a feeling, a quiet gravity. You find yourself leaning in, not because they asked you to, but because something in you recognizes a signal of unshakable ground. Which of these two people do you instinctively trust more? Which one's opinion holds more weight in your mind when you are uncertain? Which presence, when remembered, makes you feel calmer, more focused, more assured in your own capacity? If you are honest, the answer is almost always the second. This is the paradox we must confront at the very start. The confidence that speaks is often compensating for a fear that whispers. It is a performance, and even a brilliant performance creates a subtle, exhausting split in the person giving it. There is the actor on the stage, and there is the anxious stage manager backstage worrying about the next line, the next reaction. This is why faking it till you make it is perhaps the most exhausting and ultimately failed personal advice ever given. You are not faking it for others. You are lying to yourself. And the self always knows. What you felt from that second person, that silent gravitational pull, was not an act. It was not confidence manufactured for the room. It was the opposite. It was confidence that had become so internal, so settled, so woven into the fabric of the person's being that it no longer needed to announce itself. It simply was. And because it simply was, it changed the chemistry of the space around it. This is our destination, not to learn a new performance, but to become a different fact. We are not here to put on a costume of confidence. We are here to dismantle the internal factory that produces insecurity, and in its place, build an architecture so solid, so rooted, that its very presence is communicated without a word. This is not about changing your personality. It is about upgrading your internal operating system from one of constant self-commentary and validation-seeking to one of quiet, self-evident integrity. The journey begins in the most counterintuitive place imaginable, not with a bold proclamation to the world, but with a tiny, private promise to yourself. Consider your last week. How many small negotiations did you have with yourself? I'll wake up at 6, or maybe 6:15. I'll start that project today, or I'll just answer emails first. I won't scroll before bed. Okay, just 10 minutes. Each of these is not just a missed task. It is a broken covenant. And with each broken covenant, you send a subconscious message to the deepest part of your psyche. My word is not law. My intentions are suggestions. I am not a reliable source of action. You are, brick by brick, building an identity of someone you cannot fully trust. And if you cannot trust yourself, the foundation for any genuine silent confidence is made of sand. You will always be performing, always seeking external proof to quiet the internal doubt. So, we start by laying a new foundation, a foundation of micro-trust. Tonight, before you sleep, you will do this. You will choose one single, almost insignificantly small action for tomorrow. It must be so trivial that the thought of not doing it is embarrassing. It could be, when I wake up, I will make my bed immediately. Or, after I brush my teeth, I will drink 1 full glass of water. Or, I will place my phone in another room at 9 p.m. This is your first micro-covenant. Do not think about the action itself. Think about the contract. You are not making the bed. You are proving a theorem to your own nervous system. The theorem is, when I speak, even silently to myself, I am a person who follows through. Tomorrow, you will keep that covenant. You will do that tiny thing, and when you do, you will pause for 5 seconds. You will acknowledge it, not with celebration, but with a simple, internal nod of recognition. The agreement was made. The agreement is fulfilled. You are depositing a single coin of pure trust into your inner bank. This practice, repeated daily with one tiny covenant, is the most powerful psychological reset you can perform. It is boring. It is unglamorous. It is invisible to the world. And it is absolutely transformative because you are not building a habit of making beds. You are building the habit of becoming someone whose own word is a binding document. Every kept covenant strengthens the foundation. Every strengthened foundation makes the need for external validation crumble. You begin to trust yourself, and a person who trusts themselves walks differently. They decide with a different quality. That quality is felt long before it is explained. This is the birthplace of silent confidence, not in the roar of a crowd, but in the quiet of a kept promise to yourself. But a mind that trusts itself can still be housed in a body that broadcasts fear. Our thoughts and our physiology are in a constant looping conversation. You cannot think your way into a calm body if your body is screaming the signals of a threat. The next layer of our architecture must address the instrument itself, your physical form. A mind that is learning to trust itself is a powerful start. But it is only half the equation, because confidence is not just a thought in your head. It is a state of your entire nervous system. Think of the last time you felt truly anxious, before a big presentation, a difficult conversation, a moment of high stakes. What did you feel? Your heart beat against your ribs. Your breath became shallow, trapped high in your chest. Your shoulders crept toward your ears. Your vision may have even tunneled. This is not a psychological event. It is a biological one. Your body, interpreting a threat, has hijacked the controls. It has initiated an ancient protocol: fight, flight, or freeze. Now, in that state, try to be confident. Try to access that quiet, self-trusting mind. It is almost impossible. The screaming signals from your body drown out the quiet voice of your reason. This is why performance-based confidence fails. You are trying to project calm while your biology is projecting crisis. And people sense the disconnect. They may not know why, but they feel a subtle dissonance. They hear the confident words, but they feel the anxious frequency. Silent confidence, therefore, cannot be a mental override of a panicked body. It must be the natural expression of a calm and commanded nervous system. We must move from trying to think confidently to embodying calm. And we do this not in the moment of crisis, but in the countless quiet moments of ordinary life. We train the default setting. This brings us to the second pillar, the physiology of calm. The goal is simple but profound. To make a calm, grounded physical state your body's automatic go-to setting. The tool is your breath, not as a cliche, but as a precise physiological lever. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. The speed, depth, and rhythm of your breathing send direct signals to your brain about whether you are safe or under threat. Most of us breathe in a shallow, hurried way, especially when stressed, a pattern that whispers danger to the brain all day long. We must install a new pattern, a default rhythm. Your practice is this, the anchor breath. Twice today, at moments of no stress, perhaps mid-morning and mid-afternoon, you will stop. You will sit or stand still. You will breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose to a silent count of 4. You will hold that breath comfortably for a count of 7. Then you will exhale slowly and completely through your mouth, making a soft whoosh sound for a count of 8. 4, 7, 8. That is one cycle. You will do just 4 cycles. The entire exercise will take less than 2 minutes. You are not doing this to calm down. You are doing this to train. You are a pilot running a pre-flight check on the most important system you command. You are teaching your body a new, familiar rhythm of safety and control. You are creating an anchor, a physiological home base. The magic is not in the 2 minutes of practice. The magic is in the residue. When you later face a moment of pressure, a challenging question, a sudden conflict, a moment of doubt, your body, having been repeatedly guided to this anchor rhythm, will have a tendency to drift toward it. It will be a familiar path. You may not even do the full cycle consciously, but your breath will naturally deepen. Your heart rate will steady because you have trained the pathway. This changes everything. When your body is anchored, your mind is free to do its job. It is free to access that self-trust, to listen, to observe, to think strategically. You are no longer a mind trying to pilot a hijacked aircraft. You are a unified system operating from a foundation of settled biology. A calm body broadcasts a signal that is universally understood, far beneath the level of language. It signals that the person is not in a state of threat. In the animal kingdom, the most dangerous creature in the clearing is not the one making noise. It is the one that is utterly, silently calm. That calm is read as capability, as reserves of strength, as a form of power that does not need to be proven. This is the silent confidence people feel in your presence, the confidence of a settled, unthreatened system. But there is a final critical piece. You can have self-trust and a calm body, but if your attention is turned inward, if you are consumed by the question, how am I doing? Do they like me? Am I coming across well? You will leak anxiety. Your focus will be on managing an impression, not on engaging with reality. This self-consciousness is the death of silent authority. Therefore, the third pillar is not about adding something, but about redirecting the most powerful resource you have, your attention. We must move from self-consciousness to situational consciousness. Your practice is the 3-second objectivity drill. In any interaction that triggers a flicker of self-doubt, a meeting, a conversation, a walk into a crowded room, you will deploy this. You will pause internally for just 3 seconds. And in those 3 seconds, you will ask yourself a simple, factual question. What are 3 objective things I can notice right now? Not opinions, not judgments. Pure sensory facts. The light from the window is making a rectangle on the table. Her voice has a lower pitch when she makes an important point. The air in here smells faintly of coffee and paper. The fabric of my shirt feels smooth against my wrist. This is not avoidance. This is the most powerful form of engagement. It forcibly pulls your spotlight of attention off the internal movie of your own anxiety. I'm nervous. Do I look stupid? And places it firmly on the external, present reality. You are grounding yourself not in your story about the moment, but in the actual sensory data of the moment. When you do this, something remarkable happens. You become present. Truly present. And presence is the most magnetic force a human being can generate. The person you are speaking to will feel unmistakably that they have your full attention. They will feel seen, heard, and important. This feeling is incredibly rare, and it creates instant connection and trust. Furthermore, because you are not consuming mental energy on self-monitoring, you become sharper, more perceptive, and more responsive. You are no longer a performer on a stage. You are a participant in a shared reality. You are now building the triad, a mind that trusts itself through kept covenants, a body that anchors itself through trained breath, and attention that focuses outward through objective drills. This triad creates a presence that is calm, grounded, and deeply engaged. It is a presence that people feel as strength, as safety, and as clarity. This is the silent signal. But for this signal to be authentic, for it to be unshakable, it must be broadcast from a place of substance. It must be powered by a quiet, private truth that you are, in fact, capable. The final pillar is not about proving this to the world. It is about knowing it beyond any doubt in the quiet of your own mind. We arrive now at the core. The engine room, everything we have built so far, the self-trust, the calm body, the outward focus, creates a formidable vessel. But a vessel, no matter how sturdy or graceful, is defined by what it carries. For silent confidence to be unbreakable, for it to withstand the storms of doubt, criticism, or failure, it must carry a cargo of quiet, unassailable truth. This cargo is private competence. Here is the subtle, devastating flaw in most approaches to confidence. They try to build the feeling without the foundation. They polish the exterior while the interior remains hollow. They are like an actor memorizing the aura of a king without having ruled a single day. The performance can be convincing, but it is fragile. The first real challenge will reveal the emptiness within. Silent confidence is the opposite of a performance. It is the radiance of substance. It is the heat that naturally emanates from a core that is hot with real work, real understanding, and real capability. This kind of confidence does not need to declare itself because it is self-evident, like the weight of gold or the solidity of marble. You don't need to convince anyone of its presence. Its presence does the convincing. This leads us to the fourth and final pillar, the architecture of private competence. This is not about your public resume, your job title, or the skills you list on your profile. Those are the billboards. Private competence is the factory that operates behind them day and night, unseen. It is the skill you refine when no one is watching, the book you study not to quote, but to understand, the problem you solve for the sheer integrity of the solution. It is the depth you cultivate in solitude. Why must it be private? Because the moment you perform your growth for an audience, you corrupt it. The goal subtly shifts from mastery to approval. The reward becomes the like, the comment, the external validation. Your brain begins to wire the effort not to the intrinsic satisfaction of learning, but to the dopamine hit of recognition. This creates a dependency, a need for the audience to fuel your sense of progress. It is the very antithesis of self-trust. Private competence severs this dependency. It is a covenant you make with reality itself. You are building a private catalog of evidence, known only to you, that answers the deepest, most corrosive question your mind can ask in a moment of doubt. Who do you think you are? With a foundation of private competence, the answer is not a boast or an affirmation. It is a quiet, factual recollection. It is a memory of the hours. I am the person who spent 30 minutes every night for 6 months understanding this skill. I am the person who finished that difficult project alone to my own standard. I am the person who can do this thing, not because I told someone I could, but because I have done it repeatedly in the dark. This knowledge is armor. It is a quiet, internal sun that no external cloud can truly obscure. Your practice is the daily session. You will choose one area of competence that matters to you. It could be professional, physical, creative, or intellectual. It does not need to be useful in a conventional sense. It only needs to call to you to represent a depth you wish to inhabit. Each day, you will give this area 25 minutes of your undivided private attention. This is not a vague work on it. This is a scheduled, non-negotiable appointment with your own potential. During this session, you are a monk in a cell, a scientist in a lab, an artist in a studio. No phones, no sharing, no documenting for an audience. The work is its own reward. The progress is its own satisfaction. You are not doing this to become an expert. You are doing this to become a person who shows up, a person who keeps a covenant with their own growth. The competence you build is a wonderful byproduct, but the primary product is the identity. I am someone who builds. I am someone who deepens. I am someone who can be relied upon by my future self. Now, bring the 4 pillars together. See the complete architecture. Each morning, you keep a micro-covenant. You prove your own word is law to yourself. Throughout the day, you practice your anchor breath. You train your nervous system to default to calm, not crisis. In interactions, you use the objectivity drill. You pull your attention outward into engaged presence. And in your private hours, you honor the daily session. You stoke the core fire of real capability. These are not separate exercises. They are 4 facets of a single integrated system. The self-trust from the covenant makes it easier to commit to the daily session. The calm from the breath creates the mental space for the objectivity drill. The private competence from the session gives authentic weight to your calm presence. Each pillar reinforces the others, creating a virtuous, self-sustaining cycle. This is how silent confidence is built, not by adding a layer of bravado, but by subtracting the sources of noise, the broken promises, the hijacked physiology, the inward spiraling attention, and the dependency on external proof. What remains when the noise is stripped away is not emptiness. It is signal, a clear, strong, human signal. This signal is what people feel. They cannot articulate it. They will call it presence, gravity, being grounded. They will say you seem comfortable in your own skin. They will trust you faster, listen to you more closely, and feel a strange sense of calm around you. Your value becomes apparent not because you are stating it, but because you are embodying it. You have ceased to be a question mark to yourself, and in doing so, you become a period, a settled fact to the world. This is your path. It is not a quick fix. It is a quiet reconstruction. It asks for no dramatic declarations to others, only silent, daily fidelity to yourself. It begins tonight, not with a grand plan, but with one tiny covenant. Keep it. Then tomorrow, add a breath. Then a moment of outward focus. Then a session of private work. Build your architecture in the quiet. Let the world feel the strength of your foundations, not the volume of your announcements. You are not becoming confident. You are becoming undeniable.